Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Elzahra and I am currently studying at Universitas Muhammadiyah Indonesia. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the most disturbing yet viral criminal cases on the internet. These cases became famous not only because of how brutal the murder was, but also because of how social media reacted to it. Many people forgot about the victim and focused entirely on the killer's appearance instead. And honestly, this raises a very uncomfortable question. How far can internet culture go before tragedy becomes entertainment? So, in this video, I'm going to discuss the full story of Isabella Guzman, the murder case, her mental condition, and why these cases became so viral online. Before becoming one of the internet's most talked about criminals, Isabella Guzman was just an ordinary teenager living in Colorado, United States. She lived with her mother and stepfather in a quiet neighborhood. To neighbors and people around her, Isabella didn't seem dangerous at all. She just looked like a normal teenage girl. But inside her home, things were very different. According to reports, Isabella often had a difficult relationship with her mother. Their relationship became increasingly tense over time. Arguments inside the house reportedly happened quite often. And slowly, Isabella's behavior also started becoming more concerning. People close to her noticed that she was becoming emotionally distant and isolated. She spent more time alone and behaved differently compared to before. However, nobody expected that the situation inside the family would eventually lead to something so horrifying. And then, August 28, 2013 arrived. The day that completely changed everything. Before the murder happened, there were already signs that something was seriously wrong. One of the most disturbing details in this case was an email Isabella allegedly sent to her mother before the attack. The email contained threatening messages. One sentence simply said, "You will pay." At the time, it may have sounded like an angry teenager expressing emotion. But later, investigators realized that the message sounded more like a warning. Looking back at the case now, many people believe that this email showed Isabella's mental condition was already becoming unstable. But unfortunately, nobody truly realized how dangerous the situation had become. One of the day of the incident, Isabella and her mother reportedly got into another argument. The exact reason for the argument was never fully revealed to the public. But after the confrontation began, the situation quickly turned violent. According to investigators, Isabella entered the bathroom where her mother was located, and inside that bathroom, the attack happened. Police report later revealed that the victim suffered dozens of stab wounds mainly to the face and neck area. The attack was described as extremely brutal and violent. Investigators believe that the level of violence showed intense emotional instability. After the murder, Isabella fled the house. Meanwhile, her stepfather later discovered the victim's body and immediately contacted emergency services. Authorities quickly launched a search operation around the area. Not long after, Isabella was eventually found by police not far from the crime scene. She was then arrested and taken into custody. At first case was simply treated as another tragic family murder case, but everything changed once Isabella appeared in court. During her courtroom appearance, many people noticed something unsettling about her behavior. She sometimes smiled directly at cameras. Her expressions looked calm, emotionless, and almost disconnected from the seriousness of the situation. Clips from the trial quickly spread across YouTube and social media, and within a short time, Isabella Guzman became viral online. People started making edits of her face, adding dramatic music, slow motion effects, and aesthetic filters. One of the most commonly used songs was Sweet but Psycho. Soon, millions of people were watching videos about Isabella, but this is where the situation became controversial. Instead of accusing on the victim or the tragedy itself, many internet users became obsessed with Isabella's appearance. Some people called her beautiful, others described her as mysterious or interesting, and many viewers were disturbed by how quickly social media turned real murder case into viral entertainment. And the investigation continued. Isabella underwent psychological examinations, and eventually doctors diagnosed her with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a serious mental disorder that affects the way a person thinks, behaves, and understands reality. People with schizophrenia may experience hallucination, paranoia, and delusions. According to psychiatrists involved in the case, Isabella believed that she was somehow saving the world. She reportedly struggled to separate reality from her own thoughts and her hallucinations. This became one of the most important aspects of the trial. Because of her mental condition, the court concluded that Isabella was not mentally fit in the same way as an ordinary criminal defendant. Instead of receiving a standard prison sentence, Isabella was sent to a psychiatric hospital where she would remain under supervision and treatment. But even after the trial, the internet never stopped talking about Isabella Guzman. Years later, her videos still continue to spread across TikTok, YouTube, and other social media platforms. And this case opened a much larger conversation about internet culture itself. Why do people romanticize criminals? Why are dangerous individuals sometimes treated like celebrities online? This phenomenon has happened many times before. Social media often turns real criminal cases into trends, edits, and entertainment content. Sometimes people become so focused on aesthetics and viral moments that they completely forget the real victim involved. And in Isabella Guzman's case, many people felt uncomfortable seeing the internet treat brutal murder case almost like a fandom. The Isabella Guzman case is more than just a murder story. It is a story about mental illness, family conflict, violence, and the powerful influence of social media. It also shows how the internet can completely change the way people react to tragedy instead of remembering the victim. Millions of people remembered the killer's face and expression instead. And honestly, that might be one of the most disturbing parts of this entire case, because sometimes the internet does not only spread information, it also changed the way people feel about reality itself. So, what do you think about the Isabella Guzman case? Do you think social media has gone too far in romanticizing criminals? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching my video till the end.